So I'm very excited because I've actually done this look several times and I have absolutely loved the way that it has come out. Now when I think of latte makeup, I think of bronzy, a little bit of a glowy look, very like neutral colors, but overall just like a bronze goddess. So that's what we're going to be trying to achieve today. So to begin with, I'm going to be dealing with some complexion first, and then we're going to jump into the eyes. I'm going to be going in with my Revlon Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation. Now this does have 5% squalene and hyaluronic acid, and it's basically skincare in a foundation, and it's so good. I am currently using the shade number 213, and this is Light Natural. I really like the finish of this, and I like the way that my skin feels and looks even after taking this foundation off. At the end of the day, my skin feels really like plumped and just really hydrated overall. So I really do enjoy using this foundation. You guys saw I do have a little bit of pigmentation. I have some acne scarring. My skin has been acting really crazy lately, but it does such a nice job of just like concealing it, and it's definitely buildable coverage, so you can definitely, you know, conceal a little bit more if you need to, but I really like that it has that like hydrating factor to it because my skin really needs it. Okay, so this is what my skin looks like after applying one layer of the foundation. It looks really good. I'm going to conceal a little bit more where my acne scarring is, but instead of doing another like layer of this, I'm actually going to be concealing with my concealers. Revlon ColorStay Stay Awaken 5-in-1 concealer. I'm going to be doing two different shades here. This is like their universal neutralizer shade, and then I'm going to be taking shade 30, like more to kind of conceal these spots because I like the coverage of this. Adding a little bit of concealer in this area, a little bit down my nose. Now I'm actually going to conceal a little bit of this. Now with the shade 30, I'm actually going to be concealing some of my acne scarring that I have here. Usually when I have like fresh acne, my scars take a little longer to heal. Eventually they kind of start to fade away with like the right products and stuff, but when they're fresh like this, I do have to do a little bit more concealing. What's nice about this that it does have vitamin C in the concealer as well as caffeine, so it's going to really help depuff and awaken those under eyes, as well as help some of that acne scarring kind of lift and fade away over time. So I really like when skincare is like infused into my makeup products, because obviously I use makeup products all the time, but skincare can sometimes be a hassle to like tackle as well. Sometimes we forget, you know, sometimes the multiple step process can be a little bit of a hassle, but do you see how it just like concealed the scarring? Like, I love it. So now to achieve some of that bronzy look, we're going to be taking that same concealer, but now we're going to be using it in a deeper shade to start contouring and really bronzing up the face. So I like to take shade number 75, which is like a perfect shade for me right now because it's summertime. I'm a little tanner than usual, and I like to go a little bit deeper than what I usually wear like wintertime. And then I'm going to do one side so you guys can see the difference side by side. And what's nice is that since it has that like concealer consistency, it's so creamy and it's going to blend really easily. So side by side, you can definitely tell we look very bronzy on this side. So let's go ahead and match the other side now. So now I'm going to go ahead and go back in with my beauty sponge, and I'm going to just really press everything together because we don't want anything to look too harsh or too overly pigmented, and this is just going to really help blend everything together. It looks so good, and it looks more natural looking on your face when you blend everything together, so I love it. Okay, so now I'm going to start to set some of these cream products, and I'm going to be taking my Revlon SkinLights. This is actually in number 10 Sunlit Glow, which is going to be a very like nice bronzer, but it has a little bit of a glow to it. So I really want my skin to look like I was kissed by the sun and I'm glowy and I'm just bronzed up. And start applying a little bit of that onto the cheekbones. This is just going to really help kind of add that glow factor while bronzing at the same time. Now we're not really going to go into blush because when I think of this look, I'm not really seeing blush, but let's go ahead and jump into the eyes. Okay, so for eyes, I'm actually going to be using this ColorStay Day to Night palette. It's a little quad palette. I have a couple of these and I actually really like these. They're very compact, they're pigmented, they have good color payoff. So this is the one we're going to be using. This is in 500 Addictive. I'm going to be taking this color right here and I'm going to concentrate this more on the outer corners of the eyes. Again, not trying to go too heavy or add too much. It's just to kind of bronze up the face a little bit more. With something that's a little bit more dense and flatter, I'm going to go in with this lighter shade right here and just kind of start adding a little bit of that onto the actual lid. Just kind of brighten up the lid a little bit. Now actually, I'm going to go back in, but I'm going to go back into one of the Revlon SkinLights. Now this is a different shade. This is Glided Glimmer in 120. I'm going to use this and kind of start blending these two shades like right in the center where they meet with a little bit of this shade. What's nice about makeup is that makeup is very universal and you can literally use anything for like any part of the face. I'm going to start placing a little bit kind of in this area. Alright, so I got rid of some of that pigment from the original palette, so I'm going to go back in that same exact shade and kind of bring some of that deepness back into this side, like the outer corners of the eye. Okay, so after the foundation and some shadows, sometimes my brows will lighten up a little bit, so I'm going to just kind of start filling in some of these areas where the color kind of picked up a little bit. I'll be using the Revlon ColorStay Micro Pencil. This one has a very fine tip, which is the kind of pencil that I like to use personally for my brows. Unless I'm going for something quick and easy and I really just need to fill them in, I like using a thicker one. Normally, I gravitate towards these smaller ones, so let's just start filling in some of the brows. Okay, so before going in and finishing up the eyes with mascara, I'm actually going to add a little bit of liner, and I'm actually going to be using a brown liner today to really tie the whole latte makeup look, and we're going to be using the ColorStay Micro Easy Precision Liquid Liner, and this is in the shade 302 What the Fudge. So it has your typical applicator like this, which I like to use when I'm doing a winged liner. Perfect. Okay, so now for lips, which is the last and final step of the makeup look. I'm going to be taking the ColorStay Longwear Lip Liner in Nude. I love this literally for like every lip combo. So I'm going to start lining the lips with this one. Then for lip color, I'm using the ColorStay Suede Ink, and this is in the shade No Rules. These are honestly so long lasting, it's insane. Now to make it a little bit more neutralized and a little bit more on the brown side, I'm going to be going in with the Super Lustrous Gloss. This one is in Choco Crush, which is obviously a very nice brown tint. I'm going to throw this on top of the lips and it's going to really just bring it all together. Alright, so this is the final look for my latte makeup look